How can understanding organizational design, effectiveness, and innovation help you succeed? So first off, I think it's important to understand what organizational design is. So it's defined by the chapter as the structures of accountability and responsibility used to develop and implement strategies in the human resource practices and information and business processes that activate those structures. So I think understanding how the framework for organizational designs works and kind of understanding the different structures will help with early success in your careers. So this chapter has a lot of different ways that it can actually inevitably lead to early success, but I think first and foremost you have to recognize what organizational structure best fits you. I believe, if I'm correct, there's 7 organizational structures. Once you find which one works for you, it'll make it easier for you to be able to predict your productivity as well as being able to regulate and manage your time. So an example of one of these 7 organizational structures is being geographically located in a different place. So what happens is then you have to work remote, or you have to work online, or station yourself in a location where you're not going to be working with your colleagues. In this scenario, some people thrive in these scenarios. Other people actually find themselves being less successful. So ultimately, just pinpointing and identifying what type of organizational structure best fits you can cause an early success. I think understanding how effectiveness works also leads to success. So kind of being successful, you know how it works. You got to know how to identify what is effective. And then once you identify what's effective, then you can replicate what's effective. And I believe the book actually talks a little bit about creating some form of dashboard or metric system, which is basically just any type of structural system that allows you to track your progress and your success, and you're able to identify and replicate that success. So again, I think that's one of the more important things. You can do these by creating and implementing some form of calendar into your life, or even just having a notebook. But there's obviously, in a professional setting, there's going to be actual metric systems that in real time will track your data and improve your overall productivity, which is very, very impactful to your short-term and long-term success. So yeah, just having any form of structure to track your metrics, I think that's really important, and I did not want to gloss over that in this chapter. And I think the final is just understanding how the aspects of innovation helps people become successful. So first off, innovation. Really important part of innovation is that we recognize, or we need to recognize, that we're in an ever-changing market. What that means is 2 things. There's going to be a lot of products that die because of what's called the product life cycle. Because we're in an ever-changing market, things are going to go out of date. But as someone who is able to innovate, or in any form of entrepreneur, the best way to deal with these type of situations is to be able to identify the problems and be able to provide a proper solution. So as an entrepreneur, it's important to be able to utilize these innovative, creative sort of mindsets to identify those problems and then create better alternatives for the products that would have died in that market. So it's kind of adaptability and having a creative mindset to be able to solve problems. That's really important, as this chapter highlights. But yeah, just learning how to recognize different problems, learning how to track your progress, and then learning how to understand what type of organizational structure is the best fit for you are the 3 main ways I would say you can improve your overall early and long-term success when dealing with your career.